Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Akil, and as promised, I'm going to be continuing my in-depth series of reviews. Today I'm reviewing The Dark Knight. Now, unfortunately, I didn't get to re-watch the movie because of something that happened recently. Slept late last night and got up pretty late, and me and my brother actually just got done watching X-Men Apocalypse instead because we continue halfway and then he had to go somewhere. So, and sleep over at someone's house. And then when he came back, we continued it this morning and all that. But anyway, I'm still, as promised, giving you guys a review because I don't break my promises. But don't expect this to be super long because I'll just be talking about my favorite scenes of the movie, the stuff I liked, and also the stuff I didn't like. Because unfortunately, I don't think this is a perfect movie, guys. I think this movie is still great. It's an 8 out of 10 film, like 8.4 or maybe even 8.5 out of 10 worthy film, but it's not a masterpiece. This is not one of the greatest films ever made. I'm sorry, guys, but that's just how I feel about it. So, obviously, if you haven't seen The Dark Knight, spoilers, I mean, duh. But the movie opens up, we get a great Bankai scene involving Joker and some thugs. And I like how they don't choose to like show who Joker is. Like you're uncertain who he is. And then you start to see these guys get killed one by one. And eventually he comes face to face with William Fichtner from Prison Break, who I love in that show. He's awesome in that show, by the way. Yeah. But anyway, he comes face to face with the Joker and he's like, I believe whatever doesn't kill you simply makes you stranger. And he takes off his mask. It's so good. Oh, that reveal is amazing, guys. And then of course we get some scenes involving, Gordon and what's going on now. And they're trying to figure out who this guy is. Because Joker is like this crazy, mysterious type of killer that's killing all these people. But he doesn't care about money and anything, He's an agent of chaos. That's what he even says to Harvey Dent, who eventually becomes Two-Face later on the film. And can I just say, in terms of casting, Heath Ledger, rest in peace, obviously, he would definitely be missed. This is hands down one of the best performances, if not maybe the best performance I've seen by any actor play a supervillain. Like this is a tour de force performance. The Oscar was well deserved. I also think Joaquin Phoenix's Oscar was well deserved too. While his Joker was completely different to this Joker here, this Joker man is just insane and he is fantastic. And even though this movie isn't rated R, he does some pretty crazy stuff, if you know what I mean. Like, he puts the blade in the guy's mouth and kills, Michael J. White's character and all that. It's crazy. And then he puts like fake Batman dummies and hanged on top of buildings and just try to scare people. He blows up people, puts bombs in people's chests and all that. It's like crazy. Oh wait, someone else does it. But anyway, it's he's just a fantastic character. And obviously, we all know the scene where he goes to the party. Well, most of you probably don't know, but that's not the famous scene. I'll get to that scene. I know what scene many people are talking about right now, but the scene that people want me to talk about, I'll get to it. But the party scene, wow, he just breaks in and he's like, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are tonight's entertainment. And oh man, he's just so good. He comes up to Maggie Gyllenhaal, who's obviously Jake Gyllenhaal's brother. If you didn't know that, that's, I mean, not many people know that. At first, I thought last name same, okay, husband wife, but no, they're siblings, so that's kind of cool. And yeah, she was great in the movie. I definitely do prefer her over Katie Holmes. Although both are on the same level, I think. I don't know why people hate on Katie Holmes. Maybe because she's young and all. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, she's also real good in the movie, and she's facing up to Joker, and Joker tells us a similar story about how his father gave him those scars and all that, and it's different, yeah, but it's still like a terrifying story and all that, and it's still very effective. And then Batman's like, then you're gonna love me because Joker says something, and then he just comes out of nowhere. He's like, it's awesome. And then he just fights him and all that. Rachel falls out of the building. Batman saves saves her. And it's amazing. I really love that. Aaron Eckhart also in this movie. Can I just say he's fantastic as Two-Face. He does a great job. Morgan Freeman does his thing. Alfred does his thing. He's also really, really good in the movie. But I just want to go back to the start a bit because there's a scene that is so funny. He's like, I'm not wearing hockey pants. And he says it to Kill Murphy. He's like, what's the difference between you and me? Well, Kill Murphy's one of the guys there, but and Kill Murphy's in like all three of the films and trilogy. He just loves working with Nolan in general. So yeah, but anyway, he's like, what's the difference between you and me? Because there's a fake Batman trying to do Batman's dirty work when Batman's not there, because Batman's now become like a symbol, an icon for hope, and people are dressing up as him. And then Batman's like, I'm not wearing hockey pants, and it's so, and that line is just funny. And the way Bale delivers it in his Batman voice, it's so like, it's great. I love it. It works so well. And then of course there's other people in this movie as well. Like I said, there's Gordon and all that. We get to see Chin Han in the film, and there are parts of this movie that just slow down completely. Like when he goes and saves Chin Han's character, that's cool and all. But the part that really slows down for me is, some of the stuff with Harvey and Rachel and all that. I get that's important, but I feel like some parts of this movie did definitely feel dragged out. And speaking of dragged out, my goodness, let's talk about the king of dragged out scenes in this movie. The boat scene, the ferry scene, the scene where the bombs and the two boats and all that, the ferries. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry guys. Anyone who likes that scene, I'm sorry. I do not like that scene. It is just why I don't like it. It just felt like it was a waste of time. Me personally, I don't feel any need to put that scene in the movie. I get it, it's effective. It's meant to show like Gotham citizens can come together, the good and the bad, but no, in this movie it doesn't work at all. It just fails for me. I just don't like it, It's not the worst scene of all time or anything like that, but it just doesn't work for me. However, now we go from bad to great, or bad to good, or should say great, because this scene is by far the best scene in the entire film, and maybe possibly the best scene in the entire trilogy. Yeah, I would think so. And of course, it's the interrogation scene. I mean, pretty obvious, right? This scene is so good. Like, it's written so well, acted so well, directed so well. Like, the cinematography is great. The music, the little to no scores in this scene is amazing. And Hans Zimmer score, can I just say, Hans Zimmer and James Newton Howard deserve Oscars for the music. I don't know if they got nominated, maybe they did, but it's so good. The score in this movie, everything in this movie, whether it's the cinematography, the directing, I'm surprised no one did not get nominated for Best Director. I'm really surprised this movie did not get nominated for Best Picture. Maybe one of those two happened. I can't remember in terms of nominations, but I don't think they won. Obviously, they didn't win. But anyway, The Dark Knight deserved so much praise. It was so good. I think maybe one visual effects or something, but I mean, at this point, anything can win visual effects. No, I'm just kidding. That's a bit of a stretch what I just said, but yeah, the interrogation scene is so good, guys. Right, the way they frame it, and it cuts back and forth between Batman and Joker. Batman's just sitting there observing this guy, and I can't imagine like Christian Bale like just reacting to this guy who's giving this great tour de force performance. Like, wow, he's so good, guys. Like, he's really committed to himself, and he's really nailing it, and it works also well. And of course, we all know, if you've seen the movie, if you haven't, again, spoilers, but that was at the start of the review, so it's too late now. Joker says the wrong address. Batman goes to save Harvey, and then they go to save they try to get to Rachel, but it's obviously too late. And then of course Harvey gets, Harvey's face blown up, Harvey's face burned, and Rachel dies. And I think this is the perfect middle climax point of the trilogy. This is like the halfway point of the trilogy. So much has happened, with all that stuff in Batman Begins. And then we get into this movie, it's like, wow, this is some crazy stuff, guys. Like, people are dying left and right. What is this? So now Batman has to do the impossible. He has to see if he can become, this crazy person, and see if he can break his one rule of, going on the edge and actually killing the Joker. But of course he doesn't. He leaves him there, and instead, he runs off into the night, and we get that amazing speech by Gordon. He's a silent guardian, a watchful protector, a dark knight. Like, that scene is just so good. I love how they ended off the movie. Like, that scene is amazing. Gary Oldman, man. Gary Oldman is fantastic in these movies. Like, I have never seen a bad Gary Oldman performance yet. He might be a consideration, like Leo, for one of my favorite actors of all time, And my favorite actors of all time, that list is really just filled with actors that I'm like franchises I like Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible, Matt Damon in Jason Bourne, Hugh Jackman in, the X-Men movies, and some other films as well. Christian Bale is also one of my favorite actors too, but Gary Oldman and Leo, I've seen quite a few more of their films, and rewatching some of these movies, even though I didn't rewatch The Dark Knight, but rewatching Batman Begins last week, I noticed that Gary Oldman is a fantastic actor, and I think we all did. So yeah, I love this movie, guys. I just checked the time on my phone. It said 10 minutes. Yes, I'm recording my phone. I think it's pretty obvious because, maybe the framing's not that good, but whatever. But anyway, guys, yeah, The Dark Knight is a fantastic film. I've said what I have to say. There are definitely some pacing issues with the movie, guys. Yes, I know it's not super long, but, that's all I could really say for this film. So, there you have it, The Dark Knight. I know I didn't talk super in depth because I think I've said everything I want to say about this movie, even though I didn't rewatch the film, which I actually should have. I know. But guess what, guys? I've seen the film. If you haven't seen The Dark Knight, please watch it. Please watch this whole trilogy. It is my favorite trilogy of all time. And I'm not just saying that because I'm a Batman fan. Well, probably there is that too. But I just love this trilogy. It took the character of Batman so seriously and made him so awesome and perfect. Like, this is the definitive version of Batman we're gonna get until Matt Reeves' Batman movie next year in March. At the time this recording, it's next year still. But anyway, yeah, that's all I have to say, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Tell me also in the comments down below, what is your favorite film in the Dark Knight trilogy? I'm curious to know, guys, about it. Also, for those of you who watch my Tom and Jerry review, which I know there's not a lot of you, there's barely any views in that, please go watch that and support my channel in any way you can. It's awesome. And also, keep an eye this Friday because I will again try. I'm saying try because, like I said, I couldn't watch The Dark Knight, but I'm still giving the review out for you guys on Monday. But I will try and get my review out for you guys for Chaos Walking. I'm seeing that on Friday, so look forward to that. And also, I just want to say, movie theaters are doing very well now overseas, like internationally, not maybe domestically as much as well, like in terms of US and Canada, but there are so many countries that are going to the theaters because I've seen the box office, Quiet Place Part 2, Conjuring the Devil Made Me Do It, they're all in the 100 millions category, and that's awesome. Like, Quiet Place Part 2 is in the 200 millions category, so that's awesome. But anyway, guys, that's all I have to say for that. That's just would have signed a quick box office update because I actually do pay attention to that stuff too, in case you're wondering. But yeah, so Friday, Chaos Walking. Next Monday will be The Dark Knight Rises to wrap up the trilogy, and then we're done with the Dark Knight trilogy, guys. Yes, another franchise done. And don't worry, I'm still trying to get Inception out for you guys because I do want to actually talk about that movie at some point this year. But anyway, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. My name's Akil, otherwise known as the Comic Director, and I'm signing out.